Visit our website, espnnhradio.com, for all the latest news, contests, apparel, podcasts, and more. For the best local high school sports coverage, period. Keep it here on ESPN New Hampshire and espnnhradio.com.
FNL Lacrosse brought to you by the Nashua Sports Academy and C4 Athletics, where you learn to compete with character, class, and courage. For more information on programs and start dates, visit NashuaSportsAcademy.com. Nick Anastas, Coach Cameron, Coach Hetler in studio. Later, we will speak with our New Hampshire Tomahawk Player of the Week, Donnie Denman, goaltender from Franklin Peirce. Rob Daziel talking women's lacrosse, girls lacrosse, I suppose. Two-time defending champ at Pinkerton. Sean LeBlanc, new coach at Londonderry, jumps on. Matt Garrard going to talk about the Bedford Bulldog win streak. Can it survive at the D1 level? Russ Moyer towards the end of the show. Kyle Devitt of Inside Lacrosse, presented by the Sports Stop of New Hampshire at the top of the hour. But right now, let's bring him in. Rick Senatore, head coach of the Franklin Peirce Ravens, a team that is 9-2 and has won 4 in a row. Coach, your guys are playing pretty well. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me. You got some heavyweights in the studio with you today, huh?
Certainly do. Certainly do. Makes my job a lot easier, I'll say that. Let's start with your goaltender, who's been pretty good, Donnie Denman. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes, but it seems like he's been instrumental to the success your team has enjoyed lately.
Yeah, he certainly has. He's having a great year. He's a senior. Donnie's been around for a long time. He was a Tomahawk guy and went through the program and came to Franklin Peirce. And he's always been a very good goalie. And he's really come on the last year or two, especially this year. Just a tremendous ball stopper. One of the best I've ever seen clearing the ball. He's a great leader on the field out there, and he's a big reason that we're having a lot of success this year.
Okay, Coach, a little bit. Let's talk about how you've turned this program around. How many years you've been there? I know that Franklin Peirce came off winning 2-3 games a year. Now you guys are sitting at 9-2. I know you want to take one game at a time. You have SNU coming up. You have St. Anselm coming up, and you guys potentially have to be playing Adelphi for the 3 seed, which is remarkable what you've done with this program.
Thanks, Coach. You know more than anybody what it was like when we went there. The program was really struggling. Maybe win 1 or 2 games a year, just would not compete with anybody in the conference at all. It just took a lot of work and some time to get the right people in there, to get the culture to the where we needed it. And the business is not easy out there. It's cold. We start early. It's sometimes a challenging place to get kids to come, but we got a great group of kids that have really bought into the system over the last couple of years. It's pretty. I was a little shocked the other day, standing on the sideline during that St. Michael's game. My first year at Franklin Peirce, we lost to St. Michael's 15-7. I'm standing at the scoreboard, and it's Franklin Peirce winning 15-7. It's just it's been quite a turnaround, and appreciate you noticing that.
Ravens 9-2 overall. Franklin Peirce 6-2 in conference with 3 regular season games to go. Tuesday the 14th, they will visit Southern New Hampshire University.
Coach, good morning. Thanks for coming on with us this morning.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Coach.
Hey, so can you talk about a little bit? I look back through, before you came there were a lot of kids from out of state that were there. Can you talk about the importance of how the local kids, you've kept a lot of kids from New Hampshire home, you've gotten some kids from Massachusetts to come. How important has it been to keep the local talent in the area for you, and how they contributed to the success this season?
Well, I think it's greatly important. Lacrosse has come a long way at the high school level and youth level in New Hampshire. Obviously, you have to have some kind of a niche in recruiting. You look at the top teams in our conference, which are amongst the tops in the country, are Delphi and Lemoyne. And, Lemoyne has a pretty good stronghold on, the Syracuse area. And Delphi gets a lot of those Long Island kids. And, for us, we have to have something. We can get some kids from up there and some kids from Long Island, but our bread and butter has to be in the area because, kids don't go far away to school as much as they used to. And, we're lucky to have strong youth and high school lacrosse here in New Hampshire. And, those kids have come in. And, right now, a lot of our best players are from around here. And some of those guys are, among some of the more competitive in the conference. So it's really it's been great that, that certainly helps Franklin Peirce also, the ability to attract kids from close by that would actually come to Franklin Peirce. So that's it's been really big for us, Coach.
What are some of the selling points of Franklin Peirce? What do you try and sell kids on when you recruit them to Franklin Peirce?
That's a really interesting question because it's probably not what everybody else is selling. I don't sit there and say that you're going to be in fancy. We have cool uniforms, but that's not my thing. We don't say we're going to have fancy shooting shirts and we're going to be flying on airplanes and you're going to get a new pair of Nikes every week. I want kids that want to be a part of something that means something to them. And, that sounds cliche, but it takes an awful lot of really hard work and commitment and loyalty to what we're trying to accomplish and having trust in their teammates and acting in a certain way and practicing in a certain way. I'd be honest because that's the way I sell it because the kids that hear that want to be a part of that, they're the kids that are going to come and help me. And that's really what we're all about out there. We don't care that it's cold out. We don't care that it's snowing. We don't care that we don't have fancy shooting shirts. But
you do have turf.
Our guys,
don't
our guys like to get down and get after it, and that's what it's all about. Frank.
Hey, good stuff, Coach Senatore. As usual, we appreciate the time. Good luck over the final 3 games of the regular season and the postseason as well.
Yeah, thanks, and good luck to Coach Cameron, Coach Hetler there. I'm looking forward to see you guys playing this spring.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. That's Rick Senatore, a unabashed coach, really gives you the raw opinion, it seemed like. And, he says guys like to get after it, quote unquote, go out and get after it, get dirty. And I suppose that characterizes a pretty good Franklin Peirce team at 9-2.
It is. It's a team that they're going to outwork you. And Rick Senatore. Rick played at UMass out of Long Island, and that's the way they play at UMass. They battle, and that's the characteristic that his team has taken on. And it's going to be a good game versus Southern New Hampshire. Southern New Hampshire's got a lot of guys, maybe a little flashier, a little more talent, and they bring a great crowd. That's a great atmosphere to watch a college lacrosse game. I assume it's a 7:00 game at SNU.
Two local games. They also play St. Anselm that week. I mean, even though St. Anselm and SNU may not have the records that would indicate that they could give Franklin Peirce that type of game, their local rivalries, those kids are going to be up for that game. So I expect two really great games, and they'll be tested. But if they can get through those 2 games, it sets up a really intriguing matchup with the Delphi, chance for a marquee win at the end of the season for a coach.
All right, let's bring in our New Hampshire Tomahawks Player of the Week.
The Star of the Week, brought to you by the New Hampshire Tomahawks. Showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit nhtomahawks.com.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of scholastic club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Over the last 8 years, 59 of 64 New Hampshire All-Americans were Tomahawk players. Want to get recruited? Well, Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. The Tomahawks offer indoor leagues along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams, so play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks showcase and development for college lacrosse. This week's Star of the Week is Donnie Denman, freshman goaltender out of Franklin Peirce, formerly of Exeter High School, and he's on the phone with us right now. Good morning, Donnie. Donnie, you there?
Yeah, I am here. How are you doing?
Good morning, sir. Thanks for jumping on.
No problem.
Your team. Hey, thank you. We just talked to your coach. Seems like your team's in a pretty good spot right now. 9-2. You've won 4 in a row. What's been the key to the success so far for you and your teammates?
I don't know. Probably just the senior class we have this year. The leadership. There's a different there's a drive for excellence this year that I think is just hasn't really been there the last few years, I guess.
It's kind of a different attitude in the locker room. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's crazy. I don't know really how to put it into words. It's a special thing. I'm just happy to be part of it.
Donnie, Coach Hetler here. How are you?
Good. Here he is. What's going on? I missed you.
We miss you too, man. It's been a while. Just first of all, really, really impressed with how far you've come and just everything you've done to just increase your game. I mean, looking online right now, 61% save average, over 27 saves. I know you're not a big stat guy. I can tell that already. You just go out there and hardworking guy, make the saves, do what it takes to get the team win. But what do you feel? How do you feel your game has matured over the last few years? What have you learned along the way? I mean, in this day and age, saving over 61% in college at any level, that's pretty good with the way shooters are right now. How's your game matured? What have you learned over the last few years that have allowed you? You're ranked number 3rd in the country right now in D2. I don't know if you knew that, but what do you feel? What have you learned over the last few years?
Well, I definitely learned to not get held up in the stats and just take it one goal at a time. But I think probably the thing that just me personally that I've changed is just my preparation for games and just really knowing the hands of the other team's players and just watching film with my fellow defensemen and guys like Malcolm, Shirley, Robbie Myers. I mean, they're doing outstanding jobs, and they're giving me the shots that I want to see. So, a lot of my success is from their hard work as well.
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about that a little bit earlier about how you're a great communicator and getting the defense in the right spot and funneling shots where you want to see them. I've noticed a little bit that you were always an athletic goalie. But your positioning has come a really, really long way over the years. And before, where you'd rely on your athleticism, now I think you're a much smarter goaltender, and you make guys shoot where you want them to. So it's been really impressive to watch your career progress.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Donnie, this is Coach Cameron. How do you get along with those BG guys, Kelly and Garrett Kelly and Casey Burnett?
Oh, we're always fighting for sure.
Yeah, that was a great rivalry we had there, Exeter and BG through the years, and you were certainly the guy with Mac Johnson that led the Exeter team to that state championship. So certainly fun to follow your career all the way through, and really wish you the best of luck, not just against Southern New Hampshire on Tuesday, but you have St. Anselm, and then you have Adelphi, and then a great playoff run ahead to end your career. So awesome job. Keep working at it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Hey, thank you, Donnie. We appreciate you getting up early, and good luck again the rest of the way.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. That's our New Hampshire Tomahawk Star of the Week, Donnie Denman, formerly of Exeter. And seems like no matter what team he's playing on, he's got his guys right in the mix and in good spirits, competitive. 9-2, as you mentioned. Kind of coming out of nowhere for Franklin Peirce this year, and he's obviously a big reason why.
He was. I mean, he's certainly a potential All-American candidate. He's just, as you can see, he's a free spirit. He's a guy that doesn't worry about the last goal. He just goes and gets the next one. He's got a unique. I haven't seen him play this year, but he always has played that high crease. He had the ability to make some great saves. But one thing that Coach Senatore mentioned is his transition game, his outlets, is just sensational. Second to none. It's just clearing the ball, getting the team going from defense to offense quickly. That's what he really excels at.
He's always had. I mean, it's funny. You watch him, the way he carries the ball up the field. He's almost like another midfielder and attackman. He has almost a field player's cradle the way he moves, and it allows him to get a quick outlet, a quick release. He's definitely dangerous in the transition game, and I think his energy makes guys around him want to play. He brings that to the field, and he gets kids excited. So I can see why that team has matured over there as he's become a senior. He's a natural leader on the team.
All right, when we come back, we switch gears again. Rob Daziel, the Pinkerton head coach on the girls' side, is going to join us, talk about what it's going to take to get a three-peat, perhaps over there at the school. Don't go away. FNL Lacrosse returns in a moment. We're presented by the Nashua Sports Academy, and we're live right here on ESPN New Hampshire Radio and online at espnnhradio.com.
The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of scholastic club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Over the last 8 years, 59 of the 64 New Hampshire All-Americans were Tomahawks players. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. The Tomahawks offer indoor leagues along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams, so play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse.
Visit nhtomahawks.com.